Yeah. Hello, students. Today we shall discuss the concept of block diagram fundamentals and its reduction technique. So, in module 2, so this is third part. Okay. First part is all about mathematical model. Second part, analogous system, direct and inverse analogy. So force voltage and force current analogy, that what we have discussed. And similarly, we will look into block diagram fundamentals and its reduction technique. So everyone may think, what does it mean? What is a block diagram? Okay, in simple way, if I want to tell uh, any given system, if it is complicated, okay, I will take an example and I will discuss how to write a block diagram. So any complicated system and it is difficult to analyze, okay, we will take up a transfer function approach. Okay, I always specify this term, transfer estimate. Yes. Okay. I always specify the term transfer function. Okay. So in case of any complicated system, if it is difficult to analyze, we will reduce the system in terms of this transfer function. Transfer function is nothing but ratio of output by input. Okay, so we call this as an transfer function. We know how to see for any given mechanical system, we know how to write its mathematical model. We will write its mathematical model, nothing but that equilibrium equation. So using that, okay, if it is a complicated system, how to reduce, okay, how to reduce in terms of transfer function. So that is one system, one method how in order to represent equilibrium equation. Any complex system, how will you obtain its transfer function? See, basically a block diagram is a pictorial pictorial representation pictorial representation of a given system. We call that as a block diagram. Okay, any system, if you represent the same in terms of blocks, summing point, takeoff point, so these are all the terminology that will come. We call it as an block diagram. Okay, see, to draw the block diagram of a practical system, we need to understand what exactly the nature, how it will behave based on that the signal flow from input to output. So we need to consider all the factors, then only we can represent its block diagram. Okay, so in block diagram we will have five basic elements. Okay, five basic elements. So what are those starting from? So you obviously you will have blocks, okay, a rectangular block, okay. Next, transfer function, okay. Next, summing point, summing point, followed with takeoff point, and finally you will be having arrows. So arrows will represent the flow of signal. Okay, so the transfer function is nothing but which will be shown inside the blocks. Okay, transfer function of an element shown inside the block, inside the block. See, as I said, 5 basic elements will be present in block diagram. Blocks inside that we will represent the transfer function elements and summing point, takeoff point, and arrows. What are the function of this summing point, takeoff point? We will discuss in further. Okay. Now we shall take a real-time example. Okay, of a function, certain control system. Okay, some system we will consider how to represent the same system in terms of block diagram. So here, okay, so this is the system I will consider. So you can give the title it as automatic bottle filling, okay, system, okay, control system. You can write it as automatic bottle filling control system. Okay, see, this is a system. I'm not telling it as a complicated system, but see, if you want to analyze this system, you need to reduce this in terms of rewrite in terms of block diagram, and that particular block diagram we will reduce to obtain the transfer function. Now you can see what are the elements involved here. You can see a controller, okay, a tank. So we have a wall. Again, that wall, the opening as well as closing position will be defined by the controller, and we have an belt driving mechanism. Again, it is controlled by controller, and we have a sensor. Okay, so input of this sensor will be given to the controller. Based on that, it will control the position of this belt drive as well as the valve opening position. Okay, so very simple to understand this process. So from this end, the empty bottle will follow through, and once it reaches this position, so it will have a memory, that is the weight of the bottle filled, filled with, it could be some water. Okay, so the total weight it will have, so it will pass the weight, the total weight, to the controller. Once it reaches the satisfactory level, what the controller will move the drive so that the next empty bottle will come to the position. Okay, so this is a system, a control system. We need to represent in terms of block diagram. So first of all, I will consider controller. Okay, we have a controller. Okay, this is a block. So the function of a controller is to control belt drive mechanism as well as the valve position. Okay, that is the function of a controller. So from controller, it will pass the signal, okay, the controlled output. So we know that a controller will have E of t, nothing but input will be the error. So you remember the module 1, we have discussed different types of controller. For all the controller, the input will be the error and output will be the, we consider P of t. So this is controlled output, and the controlled output is not only given, the output is given to the valve position as well as belt drive mechanism. So I will not represent both in series, because the output is giving to the both. The first one, that is valve position. Okay, valve position, I will write in this way. Next, similarly, it is passing its controlled signal to belt driving mechanism. Belt driving mechanism. Okay, you show the arrow mark. So this is the flow of signal. So input, that is error. From the controller, the output is controlled output. The controlled output will be passed to valve position as well as belt driving mechanism. And what will happen? Finally, we will obtain a output. Okay. Yeah. Now, you should understand we have a feedback here. So what is that feedback? If you notice, so this is weight sensor. Okay. Weight sensor, which will measure the weight of empty bottle plus the liquid filled within. So it will have the memory, the controller will have the memory of a bottle, like a filled bottle. Once it reaches that particular weight, so the signal will pass to the belt drive mechanism in order to move the drive, so that the next empty bottle will come to the position. So this is a feedback. So always the feedback will be taken. Okay. This point we call it as takeoff point. Takeoff. We are taking the signal, that is the output signal, that is the weight. So this act as an, so the direction will be in opposite. Okay. So this is reverse part. So we will be taking the feedback. So here the feedback will be taken by weight sensor. Weight sensor, and it will be passed. Okay, it will be passed. This point I will call it as summing point. Okay, to this summing point, the signal, the feedback will be passed. Okay, it could be positive signal or negative signal depending on the nature. Okay, and we will have an input to this. Okay, input signal. See, based on that, we will compare. So input as well as the feedback will be compared, and the error will be passed. Okay, error will be passed on to the controller, and the controller, based on this error, it will change its output. See, we already discussed 3 forms of controllers: proportional, integral, and differential, and the combination proportional plus integral, comma, proportional plus differential, then the final one PID. So these are the forms of these 3. We call it as composite control mode. Okay, individual, see, proportional, nothing but your error will be proportional to the output. Okay, so in order to rectify offset error, we have integral. In order to give quick response, we have differential, and we have combination of all 3, PID. Okay, so most of the industrial applications are right now undergoing proportional plus integral plus differential controller. See, we have represented a given automatic bottling filling control system in terms of block diagram. Okay, so we have an input and we have an output. As I said, so transfer function is nothing but the ratio of output by input. And what we will do, we will reduce this complete block diagram and we will write in terms of an equation. Okay, so then we will understand how the control system will behave. So what we will do, so I will keep on telling. So we need to measure the output and we have some standard input. So that complete transfer function what we have obtained, we will multiply the input. This cross multiply, we will get the output, the nature of or the response of the given system we shall obtain. So this is how you will convert the given mechanical any system, a complicated system in terms of block diagram. I hope you understand. This is very simple. So in examination, you may not have any like to represent in block diagram. What they will do, they will give you this block diagram and you need to identify its transfer function. So that will be the question that may appear. So I discussed this to understand what is a block diagram. Okay. See, if you see, block diagram is nothing but it's a pictorial representation of any system. Okay. In terms of block, we will use, so the major elements, as I said, you will have a block, okay, and its transfer function and takeoff point and summing point. So these are all the elements in block diagram. And arrows will indicate the direction of signal. See, if you see, this is the mainstream. I will just highlight. Okay, so this is the mainstream where the signal is flowing. Okay, we call this as forward path. Okay, we call it as forward path. And you can see the same. And this is backward path. So if you see the direction, you will understand this is the backward path. So the feedback, we call it as a, so in forward path, if you observe the direction, it's all from input to output, and in feedback, we have the opposite direction. We are measuring its output. Okay, we are measuring the output and we are feeding to the summing point so that any correction will be made by the input. So any correction to the input, we'll call it as an error. See, so that is what I want to tell. So next, okay, we shall move on to the simple okay, this is the representation of a block. Okay, so and here also this is a summing point. I just kept what is the purpose of summing point. If you see here, we have a signal X and signal Y, both are coming towards the summing point and both are positive. If you see, both are positive, and final output will be X plus Y. Okay, similar fashion, we have a positive X signal and negative Y signal, and the output will be X plus minus Y. And we have X signal. Okay, so you can distribute X signal plus X signal plus Z signal, and final output will be X plus Y plus Z. And this is one more example. These are all the signals will be represented. So we will discuss this while reducing the block diagram. And before that, we will discuss the rules. We have around 12 rules where we will discuss one by one. Okay. Uh, Now we shall consider a simple closed loop. Simple closed loop system. Okay. So in the simple closed loop signal system, you will have an input, okay, summing point, and you will be having a block, okay, and a takeoff point, one more block, and it's connected. Okay. See, I will define. Please listen. What does a simple closed loop means? This will be the simplest form of any block diagram. This will be the simplest form. A block diagram in which forward path. So as I specified, the forward path will contain only one block. You can see in the forward block, we have only one block. I will represent this as G of S. In forward path, I have represented a block that is G of S. And in the backward, that is the feedback path. Okay, you can call this as forward and this as a feedback. You will have one more block. There is only one block, not more than one block. So I will represent this as H of S. Forward path one block, feedback one block. And you will have one summing point and one takeoff point. Okay. So here I will represent the input in S domain. We always represent input in the terms R of S and the output C of S. So remember this. So R of will be the input and C of is, so we call this as a reference input and this as controlled output, R of S, C of S. And the feedback signal, it will be represented by B of S. And the sign will be, it could be positive or negative. Okay, the plus or minus B of S. So what does this R of S? R of S, that is S domain, as I said, this is Laplace of a reference input. Okay. Similarly, I will write for C of S. C of S is nothing but, so it is the Laplace form. In time domain, it will be R of T. So Laplace of controlled output. So the normal form will be C of T. Okay. Next, E of S. That I forgot to represent. E of S, nothing but the error. E of S, it is the Laplace of error signal. Laplace of error signal. Okay. The normal form will be E of T. Next, B of S. So it is Laplace of feedback signal. Feedback signal B of T. What is G of S? Okay, G of S is the equivalent forward path transfer function, I will write. Okay, G of S. And H of S, equivalent feedback path transfer function. Feedback path transfer function. So this is the meaning of G of S and H of S. Okay. So what is a transfer function? you know, transfer function is ratio of output by input. What is output? That is C of S. What is input? C of. So nothing but simple way I will write C of S by R of S. And what does the equation that we will obtain? Final form. So for that we shall derive a transfer function of this closed loop. Okay. So if you refer this, I can write E of S. I will write E of S. Okay. E of S as R of S plus or minus B of S. Okay. See this E of S. E of S is nothing but error. If it is a negative signal, what will happen? E of S is equal to R of S minus B of S. If it is a positive signal, R of S plus B of S. The nature of the signal, E of S can be defined as R of S. Okay, I will write it as minus bar plus B of S. So that is E of S. And what does the B of S? Okay, B of S is nothing but, so B of S is actual output, that is C of S multiplied by H of S. So here if I will be measuring the output C of S, and here we have H of S. C of S multiplied by H of S is the B of S. C of S multiplied by H of S. And again, what does C of S? C of S represents nothing but E of S signal multiplied by G of S. E of S multiplied by G of S. Okay. Now what I will do, I will rewrite B of S. Okay. If I consider equation 1, 2, and 3, so I will substitute C of S. Okay. As E of S, G of S. So what I will obtain? So B of S as C of S, H of S. Okay. Next, I will write E of S as, let me write here, E of S. Okay. E of S is nothing but R of S minus R plus B of S. So B of S is nothing but C of S, H of S. I will write the same here, R of S. So I will substitute this 4 in 1. Okay. So what will happen? R of S minus bar plus C of S, H of S. So that is E of S. And again, I can rewrite this E of S as, see, E of S as, you can transfer this G of S here. So E of S as C of S by G of S. So with the help of third equation, I can write E of S as C of S by G of S. Let me move on to the next page. Yeah. So I will substitute the same here. Okay, for fifth equation, and this, if I consider 6, I will substitute 6th equation in the fifth. So what will happen? C of S by G of S, that is equal to R of S minus bar plus C of S, H of S. Now what I will do, I will keep C of S as it is and cross multiply G of S to the RHS. So C of S as it is, and I will cross multiply R of S multiplied by G of S minus bar plus C of S, H of S, G of S. Okay. Then, so you can see C of S and C of S as a common. So what I will move this complete term to the LHS side. So what will happen in case if it is minus, it will become plus. In case if it is plus, it will become minus. So there will no change. What I will write C of S as it is in the LHS. So when I move this term, this will become plus, minus will change to plus, plus will change to minus, and C of S, H of S, G of S, that is equal to R of S multiplied by G of S. Okay. Now if you see C of S common, I will take C of S as a common outside. 1 plus or minus H of S, G of S. That is equal to R of S, G of S. So the formula for transfer function is C of S by R of S. So this is the actual formula. So we have C of S as well as R of S. So cross multiply R of S towards the LHS and these terms to the RHS. So what will happen? C of S by R of S, that is equal to G of S by 1 plus or minus G of S, H of S. This will be your transfer function of a simple closed loop. Okay. So for this, in case if you find this simple closed loop in as a block diagram, within the block diagram, straight away you can write. So for this, the closed loop will be depending on the nature. If it is a negative sign, it will become positive in the. So what will happen? G of S by 1. See, if it is a negative, what will happen? Positive. If it is a positive, it will become negative G of S, H of S. That will be the transfer function. Okay. So simple consideration of first 4 and again rewriting the same, you will get the final transfer function. Okay. So I repeat in quick form. See, what does E of S? E of S is nothing but error. How to calculate error? You just check the summing point. The output will be R of S. In case it is a minus, R of S minus B of S. Or in case if it is positive, R of S plus B of S. The same I have written as equation 1. And equation 2, B of S is nothing but the feedback. So feedback is output C of S multiplied by H of S. So that is also done. And what does C of S? C of S is nothing but E of S into G of S. Okay. Now what I will do, I will write the same. B of S is equal to C of S, H of S. And I will consider E of S is equal to, let me write this equation. First equation, E of S is equal to R of S minus bar plus C of S, H of S. So B of S, I will be writing this term. Okay. Once it is done, I will represent E of S, this error as, okay, error as, you can see here, error with the help of equation 3, error as C of S by G of S. So substitute E of S as C of S by G of S and the remaining R of S minus bar plus C of S, G of S. So cross multiply this G of S to the RHS and shift this complete term. You can see here, this complete term to the RHS. What will happen? Minus will change to plus, plus will change to minus. The same I have written here, C of S plus or minus C of S, H of S, G of S. That is equal to R of S, G of S. And finally, I have taken C of S as a common from the above equations. Is C of S here and C of S here as common. So here remaining is 1 plus or minus H of S, G of S, and the RHS, R of S, G of S. So we will write in terms of output by input. So in the given system, the output is C of S, input is R of S, and the remaining term is G of S by 1 plus or minus G of S, H of S. So this is to represent a simple closed loop system, or we can also call by canonical form. Okay. See, also this is termed by simple, right, canonical form. Okay. So this may come for 5 marks. Okay. So for reducing block diagram, so this will also play an important role. You should remember, anywhere if you find a simple closed loop, you can reduce and rewrite in a single block. Okay. So we shall wind up here. In next class, we will check the rules of reducing block diagram. We will check one rule, total 12 rules are there, one by one we shall check.